Hello, my name is Thor Young with Bear Bull Traders, and I thought I would share one of my trading recaps with you today. Today was a unique day for me as I found myself a little bit late coming back from dropping the kids off at school and sitting down while the market was already well into play that day. And I was really looking for a trade to get into, but because of the way the market was chopping around at that point, I was having a little bit of trouble. So I thought I would share with you kind of what I did to kind of identify a good move on a stock that I trade quite often. That stock is AMD. I trade it often for a couple reasons. One, I find it has some predictable, it's pretty volatile stock at times, but I find it has some pretty predictable moves. And one of those uses a technique that I'll share with you shortly. One other rule I kind of have when I'm starting after the close, I am one of the newer traders at Bear Bull, so I have a slightly smaller bank than some of the big guys, and I like to keep my trades kind of slim in the afternoon, kind of a one and done kind of situation. If I stop out on it, then I'm done. So I'm really just looking to trade my P&L, make the money I need to make. I'm very risk averse in this situation, and you'll kind of see by the end of the trade, I actually had a lot more upside I could have went with, but I decided to kind of get out of it, and I'll share with you the reason why. So on AMD here, if you look up here at my 1 minute chart, you will see here that AMD was moving up quite nicely, and I saw it was moving up the moving average, and I was really just looking for a good entry on it since the market looked relatively strong for the day. I did notice that the SPY started to stall around this time and started to really pull back off here and then kind of moved up and then started to drop really good. So I was thinking this was going to be my chance, and as expected, I got it. AMD, one of the reasons I like to trade it, as I mentioned, has kind of an elastic property to VWAP. AMD only likes to stay away from it for so long, and generically it will just snap right back to it. So I was really just waiting. I was thinking about getting in somewhere around here, and I was really thinking I'm just going to wait for that VWAP move. And then when the SPY dropped, I got it. AMD went here, broke slightly below the VWAP, and then as the SPY started to push back up, I went ahead and took an entry right at VWAP. One other reason I took an entry here as well is if you notice, this VWAP was sitting at 2103, at which my entry was at 2103, and my stop loss would have been the break of 21 even. Which I thought would have been really nice risk management, and also I find AMD they kind of stalls out around the even numbers. So I got a little confirmation from the SPY as it pushed higher. AMD went up, came back down, tested VWAP again, and I held true to my stop. As you can see, I got all the way down to 2102, but I didn't get out, and then I got my move up. It moved up a full nickel, so I went ahead and took a partial, which locked me in money to cover my trade. Also gave me, some money for the day. And then I sat in it for a little while it kind of pushed higher until it started to do a pull back towards the moving average, in which I went ahead and took my final partial there because that actually met my P&L for the day. So since I was up and I hit my goal, I went ahead and took it. If my goal was a little higher, or if this had been a trade I had done a little earlier in the day, I would not have done this, and I would have actually set my stop loss at break even, which if I had have done that, you can see would have kept me well in the stock for a little while. The stock did eventually break back down, as you can see here, and then just kind of puttered around and never really kind of got all the way back up to where I was. So I'm actually pretty happy overall with the trade just getting out here, even though there was some upside left. I traded my P&L, made my money for the day, and with the SPY doing stuff like this, and AMD likes to trade with the SPY all the time. So with the SPY chopping up and down as it moved up, I decided to take my money and run. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little recap here on AMD and kind of showed you a little bit about how AMD likes a VWAP pullback quite often and tends to shoot right off of it when it does. Just pay attention to the SPY because AMD likes to trade with it. If the SPY is going down, I would never take a long position in AMD. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one and stay green.